Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of Mission Chief. This episode we're going to be building two U.S. Coast Guard training facilities. The training facilities will be Aviation Technical Training Center, Elizabeth City. So this is a maintenance program that fixes aircraft, planes, and helicopters for the U.S. Coast Guard. This base is at, like I said, Elizabeth City, and it took a little bit of time to find the actual hangar, the training center itself, because it's a very large base. So we found it. The second one we're going to be building is the Pacific Regional Fisheries Training Center in Alameda, California. So we're going to be building both of these today as Alliance training centers. Let's get started. First off, we're going to start with the Aviation Technical Training Center, and here is a look at the base. So with a little bit of time, we did figure out that this is the actual training center itself. It's just a maintenance hangar, but this is where the actual stuff happens as far as the data that we found. So without further ado, we're going to head over to a U.S. Coast Guard Air Station, Elizabeth City, which is right down here. And what we're going to do is try to find the structure here. So what we're actually going to do is, just because we don't really know which thing is where. So we do have two parking lots here at the Coast Guard Exchange. So I think we might be able to find this here. The Coast Guard Exchange, and then we see these little... We can see this pad right here. I would assume this is where the building is, but we're going to head over to settings real quick here. I'm going to go to settings. We're going to go to map and vehicles. We're going to go to map kit, and then we're going to change this over to satellite view, and just so we can get the correct building without making any mistakes. So we're going to go to hybrid, and then we're going to head all the way over to North Carolina and head over to that air station. Unfortunately, with satellite, it does have to render a lot of data, so it does lag quite a bit. So I don't typically play on that version, but here is Air Station Elizabeth City. And let's build this hangar, shall we? Okay, here's the hangar right here. We're going to come down here and go to Build New Building. We're going to go to Coastal Rescue School. I'm going to drop the pin right. We're just going to move this just slightly right here, right in the center. And this is going to be Aviation Technical Training Center. Copy this and pop our pen, UCG. Aviation Technical Training Center, and build as an alliance, building for 500,000. All right. That one is built. We're going to mark this one as green and get rid of our little note here. Up next, we're going to go to the Pacific Regional Training Facility. This one is in Alameda, California. This is at the base of U.S. Coast Guard Station Alameda. This base is actually on its own island, which is actually very unique. It has no outside connection except for one bridge to the island. But here we go. So here is the island right here. This is where the U.S. Coast Guard is housed. Just a lot of support facilities here. This is also where the district is, like the district command. So we can see some very large vessels here. I think these are WHECs, which are just large ships. And then there is some smaller vessels here as well that just patrol the bay and also just aid at the ports of San Francisco. Okay, so it did take me a little bit of time to figure out which building this exact place was at, but I did make a note of it. So here is a look at the island itself. I'm just going to show you guys this just because you guys might be curious or maybe just don't care, but I'll show you it anyways. So here's the Coast Guard Island right here. Here is a map of everything that is in the buildings, but the one thing it doesn't say is, it doesn't say specifically the Pacific Regional Fisheries Training Center. It doesn't specifically say it in here, but what I'm guessing is that it's at Building 18. I can't really confirm that, but it's just the training team. And I've looked through all the whole everything in here, and it just makes sense that it's at Building 18, but I can't confirm. I know that it's in here somewhere, but of course it's not at the dental office. It has to be at 18, and I've done the best research I could. So yeah, I'm just going to assume it's at building 18 here. So without further ado, we're going to build building 18, which I do believe this is building 18 here, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go do is go to build new building, and we're going to do Coastal Rescue School and move our pin right here. And Pacific Regional Training Center. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness, how popular. Okay, maybe UCG. Pacific Regionals. How do we want to do this? Pacific. Regional Fisheries Training. CTR. CTR, is this too much? I will do, I might change this later. Pacific Regionals Fisheries, and we'll build this for 500K. Okay, so that is the training center here. We're going to get rid of all of this here. All that mumbo jumbo, this just explains where the building was. And we're going to build or mark this one as green. The last building we have is North Pacific Regionals Fisheries Training Center, which is in Kodiak, Alaska. But of course, Kodiak, Alaska is a very, very off-the-grid area. It's Alaska. There's not a lot of data out there for Alaska. Plus, Google Street View doesn't really go in that vicinity. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. I might just get rid of this. This explains kind of where every single training center is. So if you head over here, the Regional Fisheries Training Center, this is the Southeast facility, the Northeast, the North Pacific, the Gulf Regionals, which is New Orleans, the Pacific Regional, which is the one we just built, and then we did build the Northeast, which was, it actually should say here, somewhere in here. It actually does not say. Yeah, these are the fisheries training center that kind of just goes over like law enforcement, stuff like that. So without further ado, that is the episode right here. I just really need to get those built. But without further ado, that is the episode. Thank you guys for watching. I will probably get some more content out later today, potentially. I am sitting on 10.7 million credits, and I do have something special for you guys coming up here soon. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys on the next one.